Did you know that Earth is actually quite young? Our planet formed around 4.6 billion years ago, but the solar system has been around for much longer. Come explore the history of our cosmic neighborhood with us as we answer the question, how was planet Earth born? You are watching this channel. Our solar system was born from a giant cloud of gas and dust. It all started when a massive star went supernova, exploding and scattering material across the galaxy. This created a ripple in the fabric of space-time that scientists believe may have triggered the collapse of a nearby cloud of gas and dust. As this cloud began to collapse, it started to spin, forming a disk shape with a bulge in the center. The center of the disk became incredibly hot, eventually igniting nuclear fusion and forming our sun. Meanwhile, the material in the outer regions of the disk began to clump together, forming larger and larger bodies. Eventually, one of these bodies grew large enough for gravity to overcome the pressure at its core, causing it to collapse, and thus forming the first planet in our solar system, Mercury. Over millions of years, this process repeated itself, forming the other inner planets, Venus, Earth, and Mars. But the story doesn't end there. After the planets formed, the sun, as radiation, and the planet's gravity cleared out most of the remaining dust and gas in the solar system. However, some dust and gas remained in a band around the orbit of Jupiter, forming a giant disk about 20 times the size of Earth's orbit. This disk would become the birthplace of Earth's future inhabitants. But before we move on, make sure to hit that like button for more videos of space exploration. As the solar system moved into its mature phase, Earth began to cool and solidify. Oceans formed, continents moved, and life appeared. For billions of years, Earth was a molten ball of rock. It wasn't until about 4.4 billion years ago that the surface began to cool and solidify. By 4 billion years ago, Earth had cooled enough for water vapor in the atmosphere to condense and fall as rain. Over time, this water collected in the low-lying areas, forming the first oceans. Around the same time, the first continents began to form as well. These early continents were much smaller than they are today, and were formed from the cooling magma that bubbled up from the Earth's mantle. The early Earth was struck by a Mars-sized planet named Theia. This collision caused massive amounts of debris to be thrown into the air, which eventually formed the Moon. The impact also caused Earth's axis to tilt on its side, which led to the formation of the Gulf of Mexico. Life on Earth can be traced back to around 3.8 billion years ago. The first organisms were single-celled bacteria that lived in the oceans. They reproduced by splitting into two separate cells, a process known as binary fission. Over the next few billion years, these bacteria evolved into more complex forms of life, eventually giving rise to the first eukaryotic cells. These cells were larger and more complex than prokaryotic cells and contained membrane-bound organelles, such as a nucleus. The first animals didn't appear until around 600 million years ago during the Ediacaran period. The first vertebrates, or animals with backbones, appeared around 500 million years ago. And that's a wrap, folks. Join us next time as we continue to explore the vast expanse of our universe. Until then, keep looking up